A Tweedledee, a Tweedledum. Yes, I'm having a sing-song to one of my favourite songs. What else is my favourite? Well, it's the charts and trading. Let me tell you 3 ways to improve your trades.
Wait. Matron, take them away. Oh.
And a warm welcome to one and all. And if this is your first time here, I am the big fella that is the Scruffy trader. What I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a tip or two along the way. So if that sounds good, do hit that little subscribe button. Genuinely helps, and we'll crack on. So what's the big fella banging on about today? Well, I had a little question, and it was, can you give me some tips as to how to improve my trading? And also at the end of it there'll be a little bonus tip, and I'll show you that in just a second as to what that's going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 things to think about up on the whiteboard, and the thing with them is it's not oh god, here we go. Right, yeah, thank you very much. Got my coffee because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. And the screeching noise that you're hearing might be a clue to one of the tips. So smile at the good people, keep your mouth shut. It's not happening, is it?
Well, I'm going to do the garden. You said you were going to help us this week.
Huh?
You said you'd help us in the garden.
No, I said I'd pay somebody to do
No,
the garden.
you
That's
said
the
you'd
same.
help. I said I'd cut the grass and you said you'd help.
Paying somebody to do the gardens is as good as helping, is it not?
No.
Why not?
But you can wash the car while I cut the grass.
Why did you take that to the little car washing
You
place?
said they weren't very good and we could never take them back again.
Ah, there's loads of them. I'll go to another one. Right.
Answer for everything, haven't
What? Get lost. Shoot.
you? Smarty pants.
Shoot. Smarty pants. That's smarty pants. Right. I'm going to go on the whiteboard and I'm going to show you 3 tips. Sorry for the interlude, but that might make sense in just a second. But also, as the bonus bit, hang on and I'll jump on the screens after I've been on the whiteboard and I'll show you another question and how I've solved that one.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, so 3 simple tips that can help you with your trading. Now, I know straight away you'll rub your hands and you'll think, great, he's going to tell me a strategy, he's going to tell me an entry, tell me an exit, etc. No, I'm not. Why? Because they are just a small part of the process. The main process comes from a couple of quotes that I often say. So I'll put 2 quotes on the board first, and then I'll take you through 3 little tips that will help you. And as I go through the tips, I'll kind of explain them. Okay? So the first tip, or the first quote rather, is very simply, less is more. So why is less is more important? Because it helps you to think about your mindset. And your mindset is probably, well, it is the make or break of your trade. Because if you're trading over and over and over again in the markets, nobody's that good that can outwit them constantly. So what you need to do is you need to step back, and you'll find if you take less trades, you will earn more. But what's the next part of the quote? Where does that tie? Well, it comes down to personality settings, you know, and there's only you know you. So there's certain things you have to do to curb those urges. You know, I'm a fidget, so I have toys all over my desk. You know, got my Lego, got my sort of Star Destroyer. As you saw earlier on, I was singing. I sort of listen to a lot of music, stops me fiddling, and it stops me taking a trade when I shouldn't. less is more. But why do I have all of these toys and everything? It's because of my personality trait. I'm a giant kid. So it's a case of know thy self. And that's what I'm driving at. Because there's only you knows you. And I sometimes say, look in the mirror, you'll see your best teacher. Because you should be able to recognize your failures. And if you can work on them. If you can't, you're going to be blind all the time. But if you go back to less is more, that'll help you. Because you just limit yourself. You go, right, I'm doing 1 trade a day. That's it. Doesn't matter whether you're a fidget, you've got a rule. 1 trade. It genuinely helps you. So what are kind of 3 tips that I can give you? Well, the first one is the one that nobody wants to do. And that is do your homework. And straight away you're going to go, I'm sick now, I'm bored. I'm going to go watch a Lambo, boy, because I've got dreams of having a Lambo.
You ding dong!
Give it to me again.
You ding dong!
Bye. Speak to you next year when you've still got fuck all. If you don't do your homework, you're already failing. So that is the key thing you do. Now, to give you an idea of sort of routine, on a Sunday, as it is today across the weekend, I have 8 primary markets, of which 4 of them I trade pretty much every week. So I will mark them 4 up regardless. So they're already marked, fully prepped for the week. That's the first stage of my homework. Then I look through the rest of the markets to see if there's anything I think is potential for the coming week for a multi-day move, my swing trades if you like. If I see the potential there, I will mark those up. So I have a multitude of charts marked up before the market's even open, because I'm doing my homework. Then I'm looking to see if there's any news events that's going to coincide with it. And I'll make a note of them, like a mental jog, put it in my diary. Just be aware. So if I am going for a multi-day move, and I'm entering on a Monday, and I know the news is coming on a Thursday, then I'll target appropriately so that I'll be out before Thursday rather than let it run over. These are all little bits and pieces of information about doing your homework. The next part of the homework is I review my journals. Did I make a mistake last week? Did I make a mistake the week before? If I did, what were the conditions like? If those conditions are marrying up to what's happening this week, I know I have to be careful. Homework. It's your first thing that you must learn to do. Then you need to start thinking about these 2 quotes. And this one will scratch your head. Because the next tip, quite simply, learn to wait. One of the worst things you can do as a trader is rock up on a morning, switch on your machine, and then immediately think there's a trade due. There isn't. You have to wait. Only trade the best setups. And the best setups don't happen every minute of every day. They come once or twice a day, which is why you hear me say I trade once, twice a day. And I know what my limits are. As soon as I'm paid, I stop. Why? Because I've done my homework. And each morning I am reinforcing that homework, because my routine on a morning is very simple. Between 6 and 8, I am re-looking over the chart, making certain there's no news events for the day, looking to see what the dominant trend is for the day, and then looking to see what the conditions are so I know which strategy I'm going to use for that setup. In other words, apply the right tool for the right job. And I can only do that if I wait. So waiting has quite a lot to do with trading, believe it or not. You probably spend more time waiting than you do trading, or at least you should, because that means you're waiting for the market to be at the optimum point of entry, if you like, which means you can get in and you can get out relatively quickly, rather than just getting in on a wing and a prayer, sitting in a load of heat and praying to God that it goes in your favor. That's not trading, that's gambling. You know, simple stuff. Preparation. And then the third tip, which Winky hasn't quite figured out yet. And in fact, well, she's genetically designed not to figure this out.
Did anyone ever tell you that you have the most adorable ear?
But it's noise. Cut it out. Get rid of it. Noise is terrible for a trader. And especially if you're in some crappy forum, because you'll have too many morons telling you this is right and that's wrong. You'll have too many people that are wannabe rich people, so they'll be getting you to swing for the fences all the time. You know, saying, "Oh, I've done this £2,000 trade," and you're looking at 20 quid, and you feel inadequate. You think, "Oh, I should be doing 2,000 as well." So you up your position size because you've seen this dickhead. And what happens is your account isn't good enough for the position size and it blows it. And the sad thing is, the person who posted up the figure, it was probably a load of bollocks in the first place. So noise is a big factor. Now, when I'm trading, I have a tendency to switch off all my chatter boxes, like my messages and one thing or another. I find them incredibly distracting. And if I've got a chat running in front of me while I'm looking to enter a trade, and if I'm speaking about it, and I've done it on live streams in the past, they're just boom, 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 at you all the time. You make a mistake, and that's because it's noise. So I have a tendency now, once I'm in the zone and I'm ready to go to market, I'll switch all of the chatter off. I won't have any of it on. I'll have my music that calms my mind, but there is nothing that I have to pay attention to other than the chart. So noise is a big one. Cut down the amount of noise that you take in. And again, you'll find your trading is better. And why? Well, because it comes back to know thyself. If you listen to somebody who's over opinionated, it can sway the decision that you've made. And the decision that you made, as long as you've done your homework and you've waited, is probably right. Because who's to say you're wrong? But if you're looking at chitter chatter and you're saying, "I'm going to do this," and somebody chucks a spanner in the works, and I'm talking about people that don't prove what they're doing, they just stick in an opinion. What happens there is it second guesses your own decision, because we're only human and we do that. But so many times you should trust your trade. You know, make a valid choice about what you want to do. In other words, look at one time frame, analyze it, understand it. Look the next time frame up, see if that one aligns with the one you just analysed. If it does, you've got a checkpoint of positive expectancy. Then look a time frame down and see if that one aligns with what you're talking about as well, or your decision. And if that aligns, you have a greater chance of positive expectancy, because you've got 1, 2, 3 pointers in the right direction. And then trust your trade, trust your level, and be sensible with your target. That is the art of trading. So less is more, know thyself, understand your homework, wait for your trade, and don't listen to jibber jabber. 3 good tips. But I said I'd give you a bonus one. So let me jump onto the screen. And it's a little salute to Pete, who has kindly jumped onto this for me. And I have taken heed of what he says. And I'm going to show you that.
Good job.
Okay, guys. So there you go. There's 3 tips to help you. And I know a lot of you are looking for the magic pill. Trust me, it doesn't exist. Okay? But there are common sense ways to look at the markets. And this is something that I sort of tell the scruffs all the time. You know, apply common sense and show them exactly this is how you read a chart. This is how you get in a chart, manage a chart, and get paid from the chart. And I show them exactly how to do it. Now, within that group, we get to know each other very well. And it's a little salute to Pete, my friend, who is picking up on something that I'm trying to achieve and failing probably miserably. And that is change your lifestyle. Now, as anybody who's followed the channel for a while knows, I live life to the full. I always have. You know, live every day as if it's your last, and one day you'll be right. That's kind of my attitude in life. So I enjoy it every single day. But I'm getting older, getting a bit bigger, a bit timber. And the guys are trying to help me with some exercise. So that is the 4th and final tip, really. And it is look after your own health. You know, be good. Eat well. Drink well. Well, I eat well, and I certainly drink well, and the belly's shown it. So Pete, my friend, has decided to show me how to look after diet, look after exercise and health. Well, I've sorted the diet out. You know, I don't go to McDonald's much anymore, but I go to the pub. So that's kind of better. And I know you're laughing, but I have a meal in the pub, and instead of having crap, I always have like a chicken or something like that. Right? So that's healthy, isn't it? Isn't it? The copious amounts of alcohol probably don't help, but I have taken up an exercise regime, and I'd like to show you the last time it was filmed. So here you are. This is Scruffy's version of exercise.
There yous blabbergatted lot. If yous want to trim the old lard bag off, you got to bend it. 1, 2. Really good for the old comic cuts. And not real bad for the optic nerve either, eh? Can't beat sit-ups. Here we go. 1. I might be fat, but I'm not dumb. Hold it there, I've got to crack me back.
Well, there you go. As I said, I would keep in shape. Just so happens this week's shape's a sack of spuds. But, hey-ho. But my charts are still clean, and they still pay me every single week. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.